Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Algabot, and this is where we pull apart automated trading strategies and study exactly how they work, line by line. Today, we're looking at an expert advisor for MetaTrader 5 called Tweezer Extreme Reversal. It's a pure price action system, no moving averages, no oscillators, no indicators of any kind. Instead, it hunts for a classic two-candle reversal pattern called a tweezer, printed right at a fresh swing extreme. By the end of this video, you'll understand how it spots that pattern, how it enters a trade, and how it manages its risk. Let's dive in. So what exactly does this expert advisor do? Tweezer Extreme Reversal is an exhaustion and reversal system. It watches the market for moments where a move has run out of steam and is about to turn, and it tries to position itself right at that turning point. The whole strategy is built on a single, well-known candlestick pattern, the tweezer. A tweezer is a pair of two consecutive candles whose extremes line up at almost exactly the same level. For a bottom, that means two candles with near-identical lows. For a top, two candles with near-identical highs. When price tests a level twice and is rejected both times, it often signals that buyers or sellers have been exhausted. But this EA adds an important filter. It doesn't just want any tweezer. It wants a tweezer that forms at a fresh swing extreme of the recent window. In other words, the matched low has to be the lowest low of the last 20 bars or so, and the matched high has to be the highest high. That keeps the strategy focused on meaningful turning points rather than noise in the middle of a range. Because it uses no indicators at all, this is a clean and transparent strategy. Everything it does is derived directly from price, the candle highs, lows, opens, and closes. That makes it a great teaching example for traders who want to understand raw price action rather than lean on lagging indicators. Who is it suited for? It's designed for swing and intraday traders who like reversal setups and structural stop placement. It can run on any symbol and any time frame, though reversal patterns tend to read more cleanly on higher time frames. And remember, this is for educational purposes only. We're studying the mechanics here, not making any promise about results. Let's walk through the exact logic, step by step. The EA only evaluates once per freshly closed bar, so it's patient and never reacts to a half-formed candle. On each new bar, it first checks that it has enough history and that there isn't already an open position for its magic number. The strategy keeps just one trade open at a time and lets the stop loss and take profit manage the exit. Next, it measures the average bar range over the most recent period, 14 bars by default. This average range is the strategy's yardstick. It's used to decide how close is close enough for the two extremes to count as equal, and how far beyond the pattern the stop should sit. Doing it this way means the strategy adapts automatically to volatile and quiet markets alike. Now the pattern check. The EA looks at the two most recently closed bars. Call them bar 2, the first bar of the pair, and bar 1, the confirmation bar. For a tweezer bottom, three things must line up. First, bar 2's low must be a genuine swing low, the lowest low across the look-back window. Second, the two lows must be near equal, within a tolerance set as a percentage of that average range. Third, the confirmation bar must close bullishly, back above the first bar's close, and finish in the upper half of its own range. That upper half close is the rejection. It shows buyers slam the door on the lows. When all of that is true, the EA signals along. It enters at the current ask price. The stop loss is placed just below the lower of the two shared lows, with a small buffer beyond it, so the stop sits structurally below the pattern. The take profit is then set as a multiple of that risk, by default, 2 times. So if the risk is 20 pips, the target is 40. The tweezer top is the mirror image. Two near equal highs at a fresh swing high, a bearish confirmation bar closing in the lower half, and the EA signals a short. The stop sits just above the shared highs, and the target is again a reward-to-risk multiple below the entry. Clean, symmetric, and entirely price-driven. Let's look at the actual MQL5 code running inside the expert advisor. At the top, you can see the input parameters. LookbackBars, set to 20, defines the swing window, how far back the shared extreme has to be the highest or lowest point. EqualTolerancePct, 15%, controls how close the two lows or highs must be to count as a tweezer. Raise it and the pattern triggers more loosely, lower it, and you demand near-perfect equality. Reward risk, set to 2, is the heart of the exit. The target is 2 times the measured risk. Stop buffer PCT, 20%, pushes the stop a little further beyond the extreme so it isn't clipped by a wick. Range period, 14, is how many bars are averaged to size both the tolerance and that buffer. And lots is simply the order volume. Now the signal logic. The Boolean tweezer bottom combines 4 conditions with logical ANDs. The flag bar 2 is swing low confirms the first bar made the lowest low in the window. Math abs of bar 1 low minus bar 2 low, less than or equal to toll, confirms the 2 lows are near equal. Bar 1 close greater than bar 1 open means the confirmation bar is bullish. And bar 1 close greater than mid 1 means it closed in the upper half, the rejection. If all of that is true, the code reads the ask price as the entry. The stop loss is the lower of the 2 lows minus the buffer. Risk is simply entry minus stop. The take profit is entry plus reward risk times that risk. Then trade.buy fires the order with those exact stop and target levels attached. The tweezer top, not shown here, is the precise mirror using the bid, the highs, and a sell. Everything you see is derived straight from candle prices. Let's bring this to life on the chart. We're watching Eurist, and notice there's no oscillator panel below. This strategy is pure price action, so the only structure we draw is the swing levels themselves. Watch the left side. Price is sliding lower, candle after candle, until it reaches a floor around 1.0830. The first bar of our pair stabs down to that level and closes weak. Then the very next candle drops to almost exactly the same low. Our 2 near equal lows, sitting right on the green dash support line. But this time it reverses hard and closes bullishly in the upper half of its range. That's the tweezer bottom. Both attempts to break lower were rejected. The EA confirms the pattern and fires the buy entry around 1.0850, with its stop tucked just beneath that shared low. Now price lifts off. It climbs steadily, candle by candle, and reaches the take profit at roughly 1.0900, 2 times the risk we took. The long trade is complete. But the move doesn't stop there. Price pushes right up into a fresh swing high near 1.0905, the red dashed resistance line. The first candle prints that high, and the next candle tags almost the identical high, 2 near equal highs, then rolls over and closes bearishly in the lower half. That's the tweezer top. The EA signals the sell entry around 1.0887, stop just above the shared high. Price then falls away to the take profit near 1.0842. 2 clean reversals, both red straight from the candles. This is purely illustrative, of course, for education only. And that's the Tweezer Extreme Reversal Expert Advisor from top to bottom. We covered what it does, hunting 2 candle tweezer reversals at fresh swing extremes, how it confirms the rejection with a close back through the prior bar, and how it sizes its structural stop and its reward to risk target, all without a single indicator. I hope walking through the code and the chart made the logic clear and gave you a new way to think about price action reversals. Everything in this video is educational content only and is not financial advice. If you found it useful, please hit like, subscribe for more MetaTrader 5 strategy breakdowns, and drop a comment telling me which EA you'd like me to analyze next. You can find more at www.algobot.live. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Trade responsibly.